Which NASCAR rookie will have the best 2024 season? We're going to look at all three series. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. You know, it really means a lot to me that we're able to share this special day together. Okay, I think that's good enough. We're talking Rookie of the Year contenders across the Cup, Xfinity, and Craftsman Truck Series. But first, we've got some new sponsors and new paint schemes to break down. 3Chi is back with Kyle Busch and Richard Childress Racing. Will slot in nicely alongside, nicotine patches and bourbon? A few weeks back, there was doubt that 3Chi would return. Richard Childress Racing had to clear the air and say, oh no, we're still working on something. Clearly that something got done. The press release does mention a primary sponsorship, but doesn't give any exact numbers or any specific race dates. Regardless, I'm sure many Kyle Busch fans are happy that their Kyle Kush merchandise is good for at least another year. Noah Gragson has more sponsors. Sound the alarm. Check out his Daytona 500 paint scheme with sponsorship from Black Rifle Coffee, Ranger Boats, Winchester. My gosh, I don't think a race car could get any more red-blooded, patriotic American than this right here. The faded American flag decal on the hood really puts this thing over the top. Oh, how did an eagle get in here? You may also recognize the paint scheme or the design, the detail, very similar to what he raced at Junior Motorsports his final years in the Xfinity Series. I like this. This feels like Noah Gragson. I had questions about his fit at Legacy Motor Club, especially when Jimmy Johnson, who runs a tight ship, came on board. I had some questions about Gregson's fit with Stewart Haas, a team full of blue-collar racers. How's this West Coast Las Vegas kid gonna fit in? This fits. This looks like Noah Gragson. This reminds me of his successful Xfinity Series years. Obviously, looks don't matter that much on the racetrack, but at least this is something. Good luck to Noah Gragson this week at the Daytona 500. Apparently, this paint scheme will run multiple races this season. It looks good. It fits. Good luck to Noah. There's one more that's worth mentioning. Corey LaJoie's Chili's Daytona 500 scheme has been revealed. Hey, white hot, spicy, I like it. But why? Why the QR codes? At least they're small, but man, they've taken over this paint scheme. Y'all know I am not a fan of QR code decals interfering with NASCAR Cup Series paint schemes. Hey, at least the little commercial I saw on social media kind of pokes fun at this. So at least they're semi-self-aware. I still hate it. Take them off. Get rid of them. Otherwise, this is a great looking Chili's paint scheme. Cool to have them in the sport. Now we have reached the main course. Earlier this week, NASCAR confirmed this year's Sunoco Rookie of the Year contenders for all three National Touring Series. We're going to analyze each driver today, and I'll give you my Rookie of the Year picks. Let's begin with the Craftsman Truck Series. Lane Riggs joins Front Row Motorsports, my boy Thad Moffitt with the all-new Faction 46, and Connor Jones will drive the 66 for ThorSport, at least part-time. Let's go down the list, starting with Lane Riggs, the son of former NASCAR driver Scott Riggs. Lane is only 21 years old, but less than 2 years ago, he won the NASCAR Weekly Series Championship and showed out in his few NASCAR starts in 2023, including a third-place run in the Truck Series at IRP. Perhaps more impressive, at least to me, though, was his Xfinity Series run at Martinsville in the fall. He got spun out twice in that race, yet still came back to finish a very respectable 11th. Short track background, shined on some short tracks last season. Now he gets a shot full-time with a championship caliber Truck Series team. He's got big shoes to fill. Zane Smith won a Truck Series title in this equipment just 2 years ago. We can talk more quickly about the other two contenders. Thad Moffitt didn't race stock cars at all last season. Instead was doing Trans Am racing. He's got some ARCA experience in the past and he's done okay. He's also joining a new team, Faction 46, which if you watch the show, you know all about them. They do have a Nice Motorsports alliance, but it's still a new team, a new group trying to figure each other out. I hope this team progressively gets better throughout the year, maybe squeaks out a couple of top 10s, but anything more I think would be an unrealistic expectation. Then there's young Connor Jones, who, as far as I can tell, is not slated to race full-time this year. I don't think he's even old enough to run Daytona. He turns 18 later this month. He will drive the ThorSport 66. That's good equipment, though. In 9 part-time truck starts for ThorSport last year, Connor Jones managed only 1 top 10 finish. My bad, 0 top 10s. He had a 15th. That was his best result. Not very good. He is very young. I just want to see him get experience and hopefully not let his emotions get the best of him. Picking the Truck Series Rookie of the Year is the easiest of the 3 series. Lane Riggs is going to win it unless we collide with an asteroid or something. So let's move on and talk about the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Ooh, we got a bunch of numbers here. Jesse Love driving the RCR number 2, Dawson Cram joining JD Motorsports, Haley Deegan with AM Racing, Leland Honeyman Jr. in the Young's Motorsport number 42, and then of course Shane Van Gisbergen racing for Colleague, but with at least some Trackhouse involvement. That's your Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year class. Jesse Love is interesting. He's young, only 19 years old, jumping straight from ARCA into a full-time year of Xfinity. He did win 10 out of 20 ARCA races last year en route to the series championship, but now he'll be facing much tougher competition. He held his own last year. He made 3 truck starts with DGR and finished 4th, 9th, and 13th. He's stepping into kind of an awkward situation considering what happened between previous RCR teammates at Martinsville last October. Hopefully it's not too much for the young 19-year-old California kid to handle. Dawson Cram driving for JD Motorsports. Good luck to him this year. From what I understand, JD is likely to field only 1 full-time entry this season. They'll bring the 6 car out here and there. The Xfinity Series is so top-heavy this year. The top 18 to 20 teams either have Cup Series affiliation, they've got factory support, they've got this, that, the other. Great resources. The rest of the Xfinity Series is unfortunately kind of falling behind. I think that includes JD Motorsports. So hopefully Dawson Cram has a decent season, is able to get some good experience. A lot of eyes will be on Haley Deegan this year. She's 22 now. To put things bluntly, she did not improve during her 3 full-time years in the trucks. You look at her points finishes, she was 17th, 21st, 19th. Her average finish each year was 21st, 22nd, 21st. So flat line, basically. I'm dying over here. Haley Deegan fans are clinging on to one stat. In her only Xfinity Series start to date, you got to go back almost 2 years, she did finish 13th at Las Vegas. A very solid Xfinity Series debut. Maybe these cars, maybe this series will suit her better. Haley Deegan fans, I think, can only hold on and hope. AMR should be getting some direct Ford support. Those should be fairly quick race cars. I'm hoping for top 20s out the gate. Being honest, by the end of the year, I hope she's in the top 10 with some regularity. You know, she's 22 years old. At some point, you gotta go. You at least have to show improvement. I don't know a lot about Leland Honeyman in the 42 with Young's Motorsports. Okay, he's young. He's 18 years old. He hasn't run full-time in ARCA trucks or Xfinity, so another young guy just looking to get some experience this year. Good luck to him. Then there's the old guy, Shane Van Gisbergen, 34 years old, the New Zealand racer making the full-time transition to U.S. stock car racing. I still think he wins a road course this year. There's 4 road course races in the regular season, beginning with COTA, then you got Sonoma, Portland, and then towards the end of the summer, there's the Chicago Street Race, of course. He will have to go up against his teammate, AJ Allmendinger, at those tracks, so that's no easy task. I think don't write it in permanent marker, but you can maybe pencil in at least a victory for SVG. Just have your eraser on standby. The real question is, how does SVG perform on the ovals, and how does he improve throughout the season? Looking at these drivers and teams right here, I think Jesse Love is the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. SVG is the better, more experienced, more accomplished all-around race car drivers, but his lack of oval experience concerns me. He could easily win a road course race to get into the playoffs, but what does he do from there? Jesse Love, I know that 2-car hasn't won a race in more than 2 seasons, but Sheldon Creed proved this last fall that car is more than capable of making a deep playoff run. So my Rookie of the Year pick is Jesse Love, but I think these two, top and bottom, will be very interesting to watch. Let's wrap things up with the NASCAR Cup Series. Check this out. Josh Berry racing for Stewart Haas. Zane Smith moves up to Cup. He's in the 71. Carson Hocevar, his teammate, in the 77. And Kaz Grala will be considered a rookie this year. He's currently scheduled to make 25 starts with Rick Ware Racing. He'll drive for Front Row in the Daytona 500, or will at least attempt to qualify qualify for the Daytona 500, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to put together a full schedule, but I hope he does. Let's start at the top here. Josh Berry is the old guy of this group, 33 years old. He is the most experienced racer of the group. I like that Josh Berry is paired up with Rodney Childers. Rodney Childers, I think, is one of the best crew chiefs in NASCAR the past decade, and I think both he and Josh Berry share a similar background. They're very like-minded. I think they'll get along swimmingly. The question for Berry, Childers, and all of Stewart-Haas is, can this team figure out the new Ford Mustang? Can they figure out and find what they've been missing these past 2 seasons? Zane Smith is interesting. He's 24 years old. He'd been to 3 straight Truck Series Championship 4s, winning it all in 2022. Missed the Championship 4 this last fall, but still won a couple of races on the year. He's ready. I think he's been ready for this opportunity, and now he gets the perhaps added advantage of driving for Spire, but getting support from Trackhouse. I don't think anyone knows exactly how that relationship is going to work, but I can't imagine it will hurt Zane Smith this season. I can't wait to see how he compares to his teammate, technically, Carson Hocevar, who also makes the jump from trucks into the Cup Series. Though, unlike Zane Smith, who's maybe been ready for a couple of years, I think there are serious questions still as to whether or not Carson Hocevar is ready for this monumental jump. He's only 21 years old. He's got half the truck experience Zane Smith does, but he has all the raw ability, raw speed, and potential in the world. Josh Berry, I think we've seen enough of him in Xfinity and in late models to know he's a good, steady race car driver. Zane Smith, I've seen enough from him in trucks to know that he's good. Will he be a superstar one day? Maybe not, but I don't think he'll be a bust. Carson Hocevar, especially these first 3, he is the boom or bust pick in this draft. Extremely high ceiling. I could also see him flaming out quickly. I don't know how fast Spire Motorsports will be this year with all that added Gamebridge investment. I assume they'll be quicker than they've been in years past, but more importantly, can Carson Hocevar keep his composure and rebuild his reputation? That's the thing. All these Cup Series drivers have seen him right rear people, intentionally bring out cautions, wreck his fellow championship contenders. Most rookies, when they enter the Cup Series, they start at 0, square one. Not Carson Hocevar. I think he's starting at negative 20. He has a reputation, for better or worse. How will Carson Hocevar handle the bad days? Because more than likely, he's going to drive a 20 to 25th place car. He may very well go weeks at a time without seriously sniffing the top 10. How will he react when that doubt starts to creep in? Will he stay within himself? Will he keep his confidence up? That's the question I have about Carson Hocevar. I don't mean to gloss over Kaz Grala, 25-year-old racer. I think he'll be especially competitive at road courses this season. We saw in 2020, subbing for Austin Dillon at the Daytona road course, he ran top 10. He could very well surprise us one week. You never really know. But now I have to make my Cup Series Rookie of the Year pick, and this is a tough one. I'll be pleasantly surprised if any one of these drivers makes the playoffs. I think Carson Hocevar has the best shot of this group at just winning a race one week, similar to how Cole Custer swooped in on that final restart at Kentucky in 2020. I could see Carson Hocevar being the guy from this group to do that, but I like consistency, so I'm going to lean Josh Berry. I think Josh Berry wins the Cup Series Rookie of the Year honors. I don't trust Stewart-Haas Racing, but I do, for the most part, trust Rodney Childers. And I think their relationship, especially Childers and Josh Berry, will be extremely strong. I worry about all their equipment, really. I mean, for Carson Hocevar, that 77 has been a black hole the past couple of years. It's been terrible, non-existent. With Gamebridge involved, I get this is a new team, but that's still in the back of my mind. With Zane Smith, it's another Spire car. There's some Trackhouse support. I don't know what to expect. Stewart-Haas has been a championship-winning organization in the past. They've got an all-new Ford Mustang in their shop. Hopefully they hit on it, because if they do, I think steady Josh Berry will win the Cup Series Rookie of the Year. But now I want to hear from you. Who's your pick to win the NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year? Give me your Xfinity and truck picks as well. Do you agree with my selections? Let me know down in the comment section below. Before we go, one more time, if you're coming out to Daytona International Speedway this weekend, stop by the NASCAR Experience stage Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. I will be recording a live episode of my podcast Power Hour alongside NASCAR Xfinity Series driver Brennan Poole. We're hoping to incorporate the fans, hopefully make it interactive interactive. We should have a guest joining us as well. It's new to me, but it should be a good time. I hope to see a bunch of fans out there. If you won't be at Daytona this weekend, tonight you can come hang out with me and some of my YouTube friends live right here on this channel. We'll be on the air just after Daytona 500 qualifying wraps up. We've got lots to go over there. Should be a fun time, so if you can't make it to the track this weekend, come hang out with us virtually tonight after Daytona 500 qualifying. But that's it. Thanks for watching the show. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We talk NASCAR every single day. Might talk NASCAR a few times today with Media Day right around the corner. And a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. Keep an eye on your subscription feed. You'll be seeing a lot more of me this week leading up to the Great American Race. Thanks for watching, folks.